Back to financial basics today because honestly, I recognize that getting started or creating a plan can be the biggest hurdle for many people to overcome. It's overwhelming because it's a massive topic and there are so many things to consider. There are so many different options and opinions. Investing is intimidating. Debt particularly sucks to talk about, and retirement seems so far away, so why even bother? Well, you should bother because if you don't prioritize your money, somebody else will. If you wonder, where did all my money go as you consistently crawl paycheck to paycheck, it's probably because you don't have a plan. So let's get you one today. Yes, there is a lot to consider, but I'm gonna get you on the right track because I did it. I found it. I know exactly what the best financial plan for you is, and I know you're gonna agree. I'm not even gonna tease it to keep you watching. Here it is. The best financial plan for you is undeniably, are you ready? The best financial plan is the one you'll stick with. That's it. That's the secret. My name is Frankie. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. I'm just kidding. Obviously, there is plenty more to cover today. We are going to talk more about that throughout, but I'm also going to cover a handful of my favorite financial plans that I recommend, plus some tips, and then what I do personally. Finally, I'll end with a handful of components to consider as you build your financial plan. Then we'll say goodbye, you'll forget everything, and go back to doing what doesn't work, right? I'm just kidding, just making sure you're paying attention. It's only your life and your future we're talking about. That was a weird start this week. Now it's business time. Let's talk financial plan examples. Here are a handful that work for different people, and my hope is that one is going to speak to you, and it's one you'll stick with. First up, the one-page plan. This one is one of my favorite plans, and it comes from Carl Richards. He has a whole book called The One-Page Financial Plan, which it can be summed up in less than a page, actually. It can be summed up in just one small note card. I'm not gonna go through his whole plan, but you can see it on screen here, so pause to read through it. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with anything on his list, but I did go through this exercise myself, and I created a 10-point financial plan on a note card. If you want my version, you can snag that at the link on screen, and I still stand by it today. His card and my card work because they are simple plans and they focus on the right things. Next up is the Track Every Penny plan, aka the zero-based budget. Zero-based budgeting is a method that has you send all your money to expenses, savings, and debt payments. The goal is that your income minus your spending equals zero by the end of the month. Every penny is accounted for. This is taking complete control over your finances. When you budget to zero, you give every dollar you earn a job. A popular service to organize this is You Need a Budget. And I tried the free 34-day trial, and it wasn't my thing, but I totally get why some people love it. After that 34-day trial, it's $15 a month or $99 a year. So it's not free, but then again, when people pay, they pay attention. They claim their service will save you $600 in the first 2 months, and I actually believe it because it really discourages all splurge spending. The reason is spending has to be pulled from a different category, and it's more tangible as you see your savings drop in favor of short-term pleasure. Next is the 50-30-20 rule, and you've likely heard of this plan. It's perfect for people just getting started. It means you spend 50% on needs like housing, bills, food, and transportation, 30% on wants, and you save 20%. But be sure you do more than just save 20%. If you want to build wealth and take your finances seriously, you must invest. The problem with saving is that cash sitting on the sideline without a purpose is technically losing money due to inflation. Perhaps you save 10% and invest 10%. But honestly, once you have an emergency fund set up with, let's say, a couple $1,000s to start, you may want to save just 5% and actually invest 15%. One other mistake many people make has to do with saving to spend. People save 20% of their paycheck, but it's towards a short-term savings goal like a new car, a trip, or a house upgrade. But that is not saving. It's still spending. Saving is for the long term. And my last thought on this is I like to consider debt payment in the need category. Look at debt as a bill that you need to pay as a top priority. Next up is the no spend challenge. And admittedly, this one isn't so much a plan as it is a money fast. This might be a financial plan for you if well, you have a serious spending problem or you just enjoy completing challenges. So the idea is you go a weekend or a week or even a whole month without spending, because one way to spend less is to not spend anything at all. No spend applies to spending that isn't absolutely essential. Think online shopping, eating out, happy hours, and whatever else you typically blow money on the weekend. Pay your rent, pay your bills, but that's it. I'd even suggest that you walk, bike, and take public transportation rather than use your car at all. Now, one tip here is to take it further, save any money that you would have normally spent to supercharge your savings. For example, if you normally spend $100 on takeout in a week and you resist, send $100 to your savings instead. That's a win-win. No spend isn't a great long-term plan, but it does build good habits. You'll realize just how much you spend on once, and it teaches you that you can definitely resist spending and save in a pinch. Next up, the autopilot plan. And admittedly, I made this one up and it's what I do, so I definitely recommend it. This is the set it and forget it approach, which you can apply to just about everything. The key is to set up automations so that money gets directed where you want it to go the moment you get paid. Like zero-based budgeting, give every dollar a job and make it automatic. So for me, money is sent towards my 401k and I aim to max that out annually. I do the same for my Roth IRA via M1 Finance and my HSA, which I also invest within automatically. I have money sent to Ally Bank, a separate savings account, so that money is out of sight, out of mind as emergency fund money and short-term savings. With the autopilot plan, you don't have to remember to do anything manually. Plus, by investing automatically, you're applying a strategy called dollar cost averaging, where you invest a set amount consistently no matter what the market is doing. And most of the time, I have no idea how the market's doing. But this is the best plan for me because I'll definitely stick to it. How can you not when you don't have to do anything? Plus, it frees up my time so I have more time for side hustles and my passions, like making these videos, blogging, and writing books. So let me know, did any of these plans resonate with you? Which are you most likely to stick with, or which combination could work? I'd love to hear about it, or share any plans that I didn't mention in the comments. Okay, so those 5 plan examples aside, here are a handful of components that any good financial plan should have and consider. Reflect on the list ahead and take inventory. First up, goals. You should have short-term and long-term goals. How many and the timing of these is totally up to you. Personally, I like to have a this week, this month, this year, and a 5-year goal. Some examples. This week, cook every meal or spend less this weekend than last weekend. This month, I want to increase my side hustle income. This year, I want to pay off all my credit card debt. 5 years from now, I hope to achieve a net worth of, 6 figures. One tip though, make sure your goals excite you. The more exciting they are, the more likely you are to stick to them, achieve them, and build positive momentum towards more challenging goals. Beyond goals, or actually as a part of them maybe, think about a retirement plan. When do you want to retire? How much money will that require? What's the best path to get there? What should you adjust now to help yourself get where you want to go when you want to be there? By the way, I talk retirement and early retirement a lot, so if you're into those topics, be sure to subscribe. Next, an emergency fund. No matter your plan, plans will go awry. Life will inevitably throw curveballs at you, and sometimes, oftentimes, in bunches. All right, here's a full list on screen with all components to account for. The final items are: get the right kinds of insurance, create an estate plan, aka a will and beneficiaries, make a debt payoff plan, plan for taxes, and track your net worth. I track my net worth for free via Personal Capital, and I love the service. Use my referral link in the description if you're interested in trying it out for free as well. So review your plan, tweak your plan, blow up your plan and start over because it isn't working. Steal someone else's plan, like my autopilot plan if you want. It's up to you. But no matter what, be honest and ask yourself, is this a plan that I can stick with? If yes, it's undeniably the best plan for you, at least right now. By the way, on-time retirement is good, but if early retirement sounds great, you're gonna wanna know more about advanced planning. If that's the case, I've got you covered. I put together a video with 10 types of FIRE you should check out next to help you lock in on your strategy. You can check that one out here, or check out this video that YouTube thinks you'll like. I'll see you there, or I'll see you next week on the next one. Thanks.